Fine. Let's be arrogant. I don't even know that we should be in NATO. I know we should not be in the UN. We'll have laying the brain on later. I think I'm 50-50. 60-40, we should just pull from NATO.
They were peaceful people. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love. The love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
We need to cut ties to the rest of this godforsaken world that is Europe. I'm sorry. It is just as bad as a lot of the countries that people... It's just as bad as the shithole countries that just have better lighting. They have better sconces. That's all.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. Frank, let me get to him. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you. Do you agree with that? He's a war hero because he was captured, okay? You can have, and I believe perhaps he's a war hero, but right now he said some very bad things about a lot of people. So what I say...
Those are some pretty outlandish claims. Encouraging and hoping that the United States leaves NATO and the UN, talking about immigrants in American cities eating cats and dogs, saying that the January 6th riots were full of peace and love. It all sounds pretty ridiculous. But for half of the country, in spite of these claims, they voted for Donald Trump. However, even in the face of this kind of rhetoric, I do not blame these people. I believe many of them are on the wrong side of a culture war that they've been convinced A, is happening, and B, they must win. The alt-right has done an unmatched job at convincing their base, as well as the marginalized of America, that they need to fight to keep their country alive. They claim to be fighting against cancel culture and trying to preserve your First Amendment right, while trying to arrest protesters outside of Tesla dealerships.
These are terrorists. You didn't have that on January 6th, I can tell you. You didn't have anything like that on January 6th. And you look at what's going on now with these terrorists. These are terrorists, and that's an organized event. You know, take a look at their signs. Take a look.
You have people on the alt-right attacking diversity, what many would argue is one of America's greatest strengths, and claiming that that is a lie.
Diversity is not a strength. Anyone who tells you is lying to you.
The story of the culture war divides Americans, and the alt-right use it to grow their base, grow their numbers, and grow their political control. And it works. This growth, which starts at Ben Shapiro owning SJW college students,
a bucket and a mop,
turns into people being seriously okay with Donald Trump running for a third term after this one. And what the alt-right won't tell its base is that while claiming to be a pillar of American freedom, they are slowly taking away the rights of Americans who just don't agree with them. Overturning Roe v. Wade and utilizing an executive order to make it that America only recognizes male and female have deep and troubling effects on the alt-right's fellow Americans. But some of them have been convinced that because those people belong to the opposition party, their rights are less important. And it's scary. Just because you belong to a different political group does not mean your rights as an American should be stripped from you. But I think now, more than ever, it is important to be educated. The biggest weapon against the alt-right is information. News sources like AP and Reuters, who were both not let into the Trump-Zelensky meeting, by the way, offer fantastic glimpses into real, nonpartisan journalism. So I implore you to arm yourselves with knowledge, not to dunk on these people or to rub their ignorance or their misinformation in their face, but to show them the lies they've been told. Speaking personally, it took somebody very close in my life to challenge me on my ideas, to change my mind. And for that, I am very thankful. It has opened up a whole new way of thinking for me. And maybe you can make that change for someone in your life. Thank you very much. I just want to say thank you to anyone who might have stumbled across this video. If you like anything that you heard today, maybe leave a comment on something you'd be interested in the future. I appreciate your time, and thank you.